All right, good morning. Welcome back. Tuesday, July 2nd. Zach Howard here, the morning market update back in the home office here. Full setting with screens and data and all the traditional stuff that we like to use. The presentation here, stagflationary data from the traditional macro data analysis out of the US. Monday, higher prices, lower growth in those traditional sectors of manufacturing, construction, labor, which are relevant, but not so much in this AI technology driven world where we're going. But on that standpoint, traditional macro trades like bond yields, currencies, etc., move out these data points. Okay, we have lower bond yields in the US and lower US dollar, kind of saying that potential slowing of growth in that traditional sectors. On the right hand side here, we have a love note from Jerome Powell, from his favorite president. Too late, Powell. You continue to be behind the curve of what's happening. Get those lower rates happening for you. Debasement of the currency. That's where all that means. Okay, we're going to create yield curve control in the backdrop of the government pressing the other side of the central planned world, the central bankers. It's all the same trade. What does it mean in real terms? Stuff is going to cost more. So we had stagflation potentially here in the Q3 as the base case, which is a good trade macro environment for commodities, Bitcoin, these higher beta trades. Inflationary pressures from the real world standpoint will kind of be eased with lower energy prices, but then you have the debasement of the currency offsetting that in real term purchasing power. Where's the main show here and all this? Okay, the Bitcoin Treasury companies and where the puck is going, the new hurdle rate. If you're a company, whether you're an S&P 500 or you're a private company, and you cannot beat what the annual returns are and just owning Bitcoin, just own Bitcoin instead of fiat currency or fiat currency instruments like bonds. And that is what a lot of these companies are getting in their head and in their CFO, in their board of directors. If you want to stay relevant, don't want to become a dinosaur, start adopting this strategy. There's been 23 new entities in the last 30 days come on board with this strategy. 3% holdings increase in Bitcoin treasury companies in the last 30 days. And the race is out. Each company here is in a race to get Bitcoin at these lower rates. 107,800 here, the spot price, as Bitcoin is in the consolidated trading range, 105 to 109, call it. Kind of like that it's consolidating here, building a base. Strategy, pulled off that Q2 massive gain, generated BTC yield of 7.8%, BTC gain of 41,407 in the quarter, setting up for inclusion into the S&P 500. And then it's been after they filed their earnings later on in July, August, and then we get the committee an official announcement, market front running that on Monday into the close of Q2, pull back yesterday. Nice time to buy here, strategy today if you're long term. You understand what's trying to accomplish here, especially with this BTC Treasury company. Big pullback yesterday. There's a big upside potential from here in strategies from the daily trading range, price, volume, volatility standpoint. I like it. Smarter Web Company coming on strong too, given MetaPlanet. The blockchain group will run for its money. It continues to stack at accelerating pace here. Looking here on the right, you could get potentially more at a rate of change. Potentially, the MetaPlanet is doing so. Keeping an eye on that one out of the UK. Connecticut, I don't know, there are all kinds of old school, old Wall Street guys there running Connecticut State. They're out to lunch, I guess. Going to sign a ban on owning Bitcoin, where other states that are proactive and actually want to evolve and move their citizens forward, like Texas, are going the opposite direction. Strategy is going to continue to hit that convertible debt fixed income market that's way bigger than the common equity market of MSTR in the quarters ahead. Tapping institutional demand, I believe, for its products in those preferred equity instruments. Bitcoin flows continue to be the major mover of price. Okay. Now 7% of all Bitcoin holdings holding in these Bitcoin ETFs, the institutional adoption into retail holders, BlackRock being the winner. The reflexivity theory of George Soros playing out here in these ETFs. The more buying, the more confirmation that it is a legitimate asset class. Whether you want to believe Bitcoin is actually something or not, if you're a trader and you are an investor, you need to respect what the price signal is in these ETFs. 7%, okay? Roughly 150 million in fiat value inside of these Bitcoin ETFs, okay? More than 1.4 million coins purchased through these Bitcoin ETFs and continue to flow. Yesterday, started a new quarter, nothing into the big one, BlackRock, Fidelity, outflows for the first time to overall in 2-3 weeks, kind of reflected in a pullback as we started the quarter off. Continue to think we go higher in price from here, and I like these higher beta trades. That's what I got for you today. See you tomorrow.